Küresel fırsatlardan bahsetti Sayın Bakan Yardımcımız. Bütün dünya aslında bize açık. Küresel fırsatlara uluslararası bir bakış. Kumsal Hanım'la tanıştım. Çok gurur duydum Sayın Bakan Yardımcımla da. Kadınlar olarak, Türkiye'nin kadınları olarak ön planda olmak bizlere çok güzel rol model oluyor. Çok gurur veriyor gerçekten. Avrupa başta olmak üzere Afrika, Kuzey Amerika, Latin Amerika ve Asya'da gerçekleştirilen 200 fuar, 2 milyar dolarlık ciro ve 2000 çalışanın yönetiminden sorumlu olan Relex grubun Teknoloji Forumu Yönetim Kurulu Başkanı ve Reed Exhibitions Avrupa Başkanı Kumsal Bayazıt. Büyük bir alkışla Kumsal Hanım'ı kürsüye davet ediyorum.
Sayın Bakan Yardımcımız, Sayın Belediye Başkanım, sayın konuklar, günaydın ve hoş geldiniz. Başlamadan önce Yonca Hanım ve Abi Bey'e teşekkür ediyorum. Bizi burada hep beraber bir araya getirdikleri için. Ve söylemem lazım, her sene MİP'ime gittiğimde bir Türk olmaktan gurur duyuyorum sizin sayenizde. I'm delighted to be here this morning. I was born and raised in Istanbul, not too far from here in Nişantaşı. I went to the United States for university, and it has been 26 years since I started living abroad. So it's particularly wonderful to be back home this morning. I'm here today to share my thoughts with you on global opportunities in the real estate market. First, as a Turk who has great affection for this country and great affection for this city. Second, as someone who has led the transformation of a business by investing in technology in Relex Group. And most importantly, as a representative of MEPE and MEPEC, where the real estate community gathers every year to push innovation and uncover new business opportunities. Today, I would like to focus on the following. I'd like to give you a bit of background on Relex Group and Reed Exhibitions, share some facts around the technology revolution, the pace of change in technology and how it's accelerating every day, and discuss the impact of technology on real estate and the emerging opportunities that comes with that. But before we start and discuss global opportunities, I think it's very important that we recognize the external context and where things are as we stand here in December 2018. First, I want to recognize the importance of Turkey as a real estate player in the global stage. Real estate sector accounted for over 8% of Turkish GDP in the last decade, and it's one of the key vehicles of Turkish economic growth. Real estate and construction industry garners over 40% of all foreign direct investment in Turkey. And at MEPIM, Turkey has been recognized twice as country of honor. International real estate community appreciates the strong performance of the Turkish real estate industry and its numerous development opportunities. Second, I would like to acknowledge that there is a lot of macroeconomic uncertainty in the world right now, which creates uncertainty for businesses and consumers and the real estate industry. There are currency issues in Turkey, we've talked about them. A looming Brexit in the UK, where it's still hard to tell whether it will be a hard exit or a soft exit just barely 3 months from the date. Riots in France, which we have not seen the likes for in decades. Rising interest rates, major layoffs by General Motors in the US, starting to create some uncertainty. There's a potential trade war looming between China and the US. Filippo was in Hong Kong last week with leading real estate players. They told them they're starting to rethink business models as they expect tough times may be ahead for them as well. Now, I don't mean to be depressing, but there is a bit of a burning platform brewing. We Turks well know, and we have been through many ups and downs, this is the time to invest, this is the time to rethink business models, and this is the time to disrupt. Changing market dynamics always creates uncertainty as well as big opportunities. Let me introduce Relex Group to you briefly. We serve doctors, scientists, lawyers, and risk professionals all around the globe with mission-critical information tools and analytics products. Relex Group is a large FTSE 20 company with $40 billion in market capitalization and over 30,000 employees in over 180 countries. Over half of our revenues come from the US, and the remainder is split evenly between Europe and the rest of the world. I lead the technology function at Relex Group and will share with you today how technology reshaped our business model over the last 2 decades. Relex Group also owns RE360 Exhibitions, the largest events organizer in the world. I lead RE360 Exhibitions business in Europe, Middle East, and Africa with over 200 events across 15 industries with almost $1 billion in revenues. You're all very familiar with MIPIM and MAPIC, which is 2 of our leading events in the portfolio that we're very proud of. But we also have leading events in travel with World Travel Market, construction with Batimat, contemporary art with FIAC, fitness with FIBO, interior design with Maison et Objet, TV rights trading with MIPCOM, and many, many others. So let's focus on the technology revolution. Sometimes it is helpful to look at the last 100 years to get perspective. So what do we learn from looking at the history of America's top 10 companies over the last 100 years? First, the mix has changed drastically during the last 100 years. A lot more technology in 2017 depicted in dark pink. Second, today, top 5 spots are all tech companies: Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, replacing utilities, natural resources, and industrial giants that had dominated the last century. Third, and most telling, is that none of the top 10 companies of 1967 were able to maintain their position in 2017. We can argue that some were well placed to transform themselves into tech giants, but missed the opportunity. AT&T, Kodak, IBM, General Electric all come to mind. Most companies underestimate the threat against their core businesses. Today, major industries across a broad spectrum are embracing change by adopting technology. Whether a company sells books like Amazon, rents rooms like Airbnb, provides transportation like Uber, or technology plays a critical role in defining the emerging business models. In our time, embracing change requires focusing on technology. You can see that all large companies, regardless of their industry, are embracing technology. JP Morgan is more than just a bank, we're a technology company. Goldman has more programmers and engineers working on tech matters than Facebook. JLL to become a tech firm focused on real estate. I don't necessarily agree that these companies have to become technology companies. They need to use technology to serve their customers better, create new products and services, and do things more efficiently and more effectively. In that sense, Relex is a success story. 20 years ago, Relex was primarily a publisher of information for professionals in books and in print format. In this picture, you can see that 65% of the revenues of the company came from print products, which is depicted in green in 2000. Early 2000s saw a lot of disruption in the publishing business by the rise of the internet, rise of Google, free news, free information, Wikipedia, and a lot of new competition. Relex businesses came under extreme pressure. We had to transition the business from publishing to digital information and analytics products. Today, only 10% of the revenues come from print, and Relex market capitalization has more than doubled in the last 5 years since 2012. So what are the lessons learned from Relex transformation? Relex focused on core capabilities. We always had a deep understanding of the customers we serve, whether they were lawyers, scientists, doctors, or risk professionals. And we always had leading, unique, differentiated content and data sets. This is really important because you can't forget or let go of your differentiated capabilities. And we built technology capabilities to transform the business model to one that's focused on digital and analytics. And it took a lot of investment, a lot of new skill sets, and almost 10 years. It's still a journey for us. Today, we spend $1.4 billion on technology every year. We spend another $500 million on capital expenditures on technology every year. And we have almost 8,200 technologists around the globe. Building this capability enabled us to transition the business model to information and analytics products. We are now a leading company in applying artificial intelligence technologies like machine learning and natural language processing, image recognition, to resolve, build, link, and score models, whether it's for descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, or prescriptive analytics. So what do I mean by that? Where 10 years ago we could give a lawyer the relevant legal information for his case, today we can give him the likelihood of the judge deciding in his favor and the potential size and scope of the settlement with probabilities. Where we could give a scientist 10 years ago research papers on non-fatty liver disease, which is a lethal disease, today we can help them identify the gene that causes fatty liver disease through our data sets and analytics capabilities so we can prevent this deadly disease. There are plenty of companies that can do any one of these 4 things. However, one of them is not sufficient. It's the combination of all 4 which delivers the value to the customers in our business and has enabled us to transform our business model. So as you contemplate your business transformation in real estate, it's important to identify and safeguard your differentiated core capabilities. For Relex, this was our customer base and our rich data sets, and then build technology to transform the business models. So what about real estate? Technology is already impacting real estate as it is many other sectors. The blue on this chart shows the relative maturity of the technology impact. The darker the blue, the more impact the technology already had in that part of the value chain. Not surprisingly, the technology impact started at the end of the value chain, where we're closest to consumers, with marketing and sales and occupation, with companies like Rework, Airbnb, Compass, and Purple Bricks. And we are starting to see the impact of technology all across the value chain now. Project funding may be impacted by crowdfunding. Urban planning can improve significantly by analyzing the vast amounts of data on traffic flows, weather patterns, and occupation of buildings. Construction supply chain can get a lot more efficient, similar to other industries, by streamlined processes enabled by technology, which Katera, another disruptive company, intends to do. There are many technologies that are impacting the real estate market. I think it's helpful for every one of us to look at these technologies and ask the question, how will it impact our customers? How can we use this technology to do better what we do, to create more value, to innovate? In my personal view, if I take some of these technologies, blockchain, for example, lots of hype, very few examples of real value creation outside of cryptocurrencies. Intuitively, one can see the benefits of a smoother process in real estate between asset managers, lawyers, notaries enabled by blockchain, but blockchain still has a lot to prove as a technology. Machine learning and artificial intelligence is now standard. We use it extensively at Relex Group. There are multiple tangible uses of real value creation. Machine learning is particularly impactful to sort through huge amounts of data and create insights very rapidly. Robotics, just emerging, applications primarily in the back office and, of course, in manufacturing. And cloud computing, as a last example, is business as usual now. It takes significant cost out and provides faster innovation, faster turnaround, ability to scale rapidly, a no-brainer for any business to implement. We should constantly ask ourselves how each of these technologies can benefit our customers or improve our business model. That's exactly what the startups are doing. 1,600 PropTech startups have raised more than $55 billion over the last 7 years. And it's obvious that the impact of technology will disrupt and give way to new business models from the amount of money that is being flooded into real estate startups. It's yet unclear who the winners and losers are around the spectrum. There are some clear, strong players to emerge, such as Rework, Airbnb, Compass, Lianjia, Katera, and Purple Bricks. And the big real estate players are also going after the opportunities, which is evident in the PropTech funds that are being created and supported by large real estate players. JLL Spark and Fifth Wall, which is backed up by CBRE, Prologis, Hines, and Lenner. So let me give you a couple examples of companies as a case study who have been very successful in PropTech. Purple Bricks is an emerging key player in residential brokerage space by disrupting the traditional brokers in the UK. In the UK, an average priced house sale through a broker will have a broker fee of about £2,000. Purple Bricks has created a better customer experience for the seller, which is more convenient and 24/7, with a lower fee structure, on average around £800. They are putting a lot of fee pressure on the traditional players. Their model did not work initially. They've been around for 6 years, but they tweaked and pivoted as they learned. They now have 5% market share for consumer real estate transactions and 74% of the online market share for all real estate transactions that are conducted online. Their revenues are approaching £100 million, which doubled in 1 year, and their market capitalization is over £530 million. Their market cap is more than twice as big as the traditional leading brokerage firms in the UK, such as Foxtons, Countrywide, and LSL Property Services. Another case study is Rework, which is really a remarkable story. Rework was launched in 2010, only 8 years ago. They are now valued at $42 billion. They have 1.4 billion square meters of office space in 96 cities in over 30 countries in 8 short years. They are forecasted to have $2 billion in revenues, and they are bleeding cash. They're not yet profitable as they are investing in growth. They have used technology to enable new ways of using real estate assets. If you take London, for example, the city where I live now, if you look at this graph, you can see on the blue line, since Q4 2011, the lettings below 500 square meters have shrunk from 30% of all central London deals to 15% in Q2 2018. Over the same period, the flexible office sector's share of take-up in green has risen from 2% to 18%. CBRE predicts that flexible offices' share of the total office market will grow from 8% to up to 20%. Major landlords, including British Land and the Crown Estate are responding by developing their own flexible office services or brands. From our perspective at MIPIM, as you know, the entire real estate community, more than 25,000 decision makers come together at MIPIM every year. We have seen the interest for innovation and technology increase exponentially over the last 5 to 6 years and accelerate since 2016. PropTech, which started as a small, intimate event in New York with the leading minds of PropTech technology, has grown to 2,500 technology enthusiasts for real estate in 3 short years in Paris and in New York. And we will be expanding to Asia next year. So in conclusion, the digital economy and technology is transforming companies and creating opportunities. Despite initial resistance from incumbent companies, the transformation is real and is hitting all sectors, even those that have business models established for a long time. The transformation is happening and accelerating in real estate as well. It's driven by new ways of using properties and enabled by technology. The digital revolution opens a world of opportunities for real estate players. Adapting to and embracing change is key to succeed. I wish you the best of luck as you embrace change and technology to disrupt and evolve real estate business models. And I thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you.
Bir sorum olabilir mi? Vaktiniz az biliyorum. Çok teşekkürler. Dediniz ki şirketler, pek çok şirket, soruyu Türkçe sorayım.
Tabii, mikrofona yaklaş.
Pek çok şirket underestimate ediyor dediniz teknolojinin.
Evet.
Ben dijital pazarlama öğretiyorum, gençlere bakıyoruz. Gençler çok dijital, fakat sektör, gayrimenkul sektörü çok analog. Yani o büyüklük, sizin anlattığınızda bayağı bir inovasyon var. Disruption denen sıçrama var. Arayı nasıl kapatacak bizim gayrimenkul
Gençleri
sektörümüz?
getirmemiz lazım.
Gençleri işe almak.
Gençleri, teknolojiyi anlayan, teknolojiyi bilen insanlara bizim işimizi öğretmemiz lazım. O zaman fikirler bir araya gelerek teknolojiye ve real estate'i bir araya getirerek inovasyon sağlıyor. O yüzden gençlere yatırım yapmanızı çok tavsiye ederim. Bizim 8200 teknolojistimiz var. Bunların çoğu çok genç, çok akıllı, çok yaratıcı insanlar ve biz onlara kendi işimizi çok güzel öğrettik ve bizim için çok güzel fikirler öğretiyorlar ve bize teknolojiyi öğretiyorlar.
Buradan istihdama da büyük bir çağrıda bulunuyoruz. Büyük bir alkış, çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Size iyi yolculuklar, sağ olun katıldığınız için. Müşteriyi anlamak çok önemli, gelişimi anlamak çok önemli. Dijital dünya bize muazzam araçlar sunuyor. Geçtiğimiz günlerde bir kitap yayınladım ben, Açılın Gençler Geliyor diye. Türkiye'nin de en büyük gençlik araştırmasını yaptık. 2000 gençle konuştuk. Bambaşka bir dünya var, bambaşka beklentileri var. Onlara mutlaka iş imkanı sağlamak, endüstrinin içine dahil etmemiz gerekiyor. Bizlere benzemiyorlar, başka bir canlı türü gibiler. Ama onlarla birlikte olursak sentez yaratılır. Kamu son derece ileride, biraz önce Sayın Bakan Yardımcımız anlattı, dijitalleşmede. Pek çok sektör dijital dünyayı, dijital devrimi yakaladı. Ama gayrimenkul sanıyorum daha çok inşaat tarafında, proje tarafında, müşteri tarafını yakalamak istiyorsak mutlaka dijital dünyaya ve de gençlere yatırım yapmamız lazım. Bu da ayrıca istihdam yaratmak için boynumuzun borcu.